Okay, I'll start the session. Before that, I'll share my screen. So, good evening, everyone. I welcome you all to a day 3 Compose Camp on Android app development. So, today's session, we are going to learn about building app UI, that is user interface, using Kotlin. So, app UI is nothing but an interface where the application and the user could interact. Like if we click a button, it will show, it will respond to us, no, in app. So likewise, building app UI is similar to that. That is, interface is nothing but an interaction between the user and the application or the device which has the application. So, for building an app UI, there are some fundamentals, which means the conditional statements where the program can be retrieved, or the program can be altered or inherited, or where some of the operations and mechanisms where the programs can be done through these conditional statements. So in the previous session, on day one, I have shown what is Kotlin and Compose and what are the basic programs and keywords and the functions, and what are the operations that can be done through the programs in Kotlin, and where the program can be executed, the way the Kotlin code can be executed, that is Kotlin playground, where we can test our program for its bug or errors. So likewise, the same. The next part of fundamentals are if conditionals. There are three main conditions. Actually, two main conditionals: if statements and when statements. And we can keep this if else as statements, that is a program, and also as an expression. The expression is nothing but we assign these branching statements to a variable, and these if else statements collectively are most probably they are similar to when statements. So we'll see what if else statements. So this is what if else statements will say. That is the start. This is the diagram of how it works, and the next diagram. This is the syntax for if else statements. So this diagram says that the start of the program is start of the branching statement, and this whether it's code is the query or the question we ask. We have a doubt and we ask for an program to run that. If this called statement which we pass to the if statement. If the state if whether is called, the answer will be returned via a jacket. That is, if the if condition is or if the if condition is correct, it will return output as var jacket. Or otherwise, if the is not called, that is, if the if statement is not true, it would return don't wear a jacket, which where this don't wear a jacket statement will be placed in else part. And this if the else part correctly will produce a result of the programs. Uh, if there is only a single expression, we can execute if alone. We can omit else part if not necessary. This is in for if else statement. That is if, and we could pass a condition, that is, for example, that is cold, and the body one is nothing but the program or the set of statements which we give for if block. Like for in this program, we can give that print statement as var a jacket. If the condition is true, the block will print var a jacket, and this else part, the body 2 will have the statements for false statements. That is, don't wear a jacket. If the condition is false, the else part will get executed. So this is what if else statement. And multiple if else statements. Multiple if else statements means if we want to check, if we have more condition to be checked, or if we have more condition to be processed, we can use if else statement. Like we could take a quick light example here. For first condition, we will give red. If there is red, we could print stop in our else, body one, that is if part. If the color is yellow, we could use this if else part. That is, condition 2 is yellow. If we give yellow, the body 2, that is so will be printed. And in else part, we need not to give any condition for other statements. We could simply assume that as green, and we can give a print statement as go. So this is how the multiple if else statement will execute, and this is the syntax of if else if and else multiple if else statements. So next is when statement. When as I said earlier, when statements are more likely to multiple if else statements. If there are a collection of more if else statements, then that could result in multiple if else statements. Sorry, multiple if else statements. The multiple if else statements are same as when statements. So here we just give when as a keyword, and the parameter is what we need to check for our query or condition, and the condition one or the need to a program. So the arrow mark implies the left condition will simply direct to the right hand input. That is, the condition 1 results in 1, and the same way condition 2 results in body 2, and the condition 3 results in body 3. These are the when statements are used to build a code very short or compact form, and this is the first diagram is the syntax for a single when statements, that is a small multiple statement. If we have if we want to compact, or if we want to merge some multiple number of conditions to multiple number of outputs, we could use the second syntax. That is, we can separate those conditions using comma, and we can direct them to their using arrow mark to their outputs. Then we have two operators in when statement, that is in and is. This in operator is used to select the range, or if you want to check a value, if a parameter is 10, we need to check for a condition. If the 10 is situated from 1 to 20, then the result should be a body 1. If we check for a value in our parameter, we could use in statement in operator to check our condition, and the same wise the is operator is used to check for the type of the result. The is operator is used to check whether the parameters type will matches the type of the our result our condition. So we could see that more elaborately in our program. So I have a small program. Just copy. So this program shows the functionality of if, and that is multiple if else statements. So I have given a variable traffic light, and I have assigned a value black to it. So in the if part, I'm going to check whether the variable is equal to red. If the condition is true, the block will print stop. And again in if else else if part, I'm going to check whether the variable traffic light is equal to yellow, and if the condition is correct, it will reply get ready. And there's a next yes else if also the same. And at last else part, I could give an invalid color. So the traffic light consists of only three colors, that is red, yellow, and green. So if I give an exception color beyond that, the result would be in invalid light color. So I could execute this program. Yeah, the program shows invalid light color. So this is how if and else if statements would work. And for when statement, this is a simple program for the same traffic light variable. I have assigned the multiple if else statement in the form of when statement. So the when statement starts here, and this traf light is the variable which I have declared in var for keyword in above the when statement. So here I simply give a condition red, and if the condition is correct, the arrow checks for the condition, and it will result in this print statement, and the same output will be provided here. So I have given a color green here, so it produces go as an output. So this is how when statement would work. And for in and is operators, I could use this program. Okay. This any is a data type, that is it can have any type of data type there. That is for that purpose, this any data type is used. So I have declared x in any data type, and I have print here. I stored a value string value to x variable, and I checked here the values for the I have given some values for x here, and I checked here whether this is a prime number. And using in operator, I checked from the range of values, the one is the initial value, 10 is the final value. From the values 1 to 10, I need to check whether the given x value is a prime between 1 and 10, but not a prime number. And this is operator is used to check whether my output will matches to the already assigned value, that is string value. So is int is the data type which I need to check for it. And the else part would return whether if it fails to check all these conditions, that is the 2, 3, 5, 7 and in and is operator, the else part will at last will execute. So I have given a string value. So let us see what it will print. Invalid number, because I have checked I used is operator to check whether the output should be in the form of int, but I have string, so it prints invalid number. Instead of high, if I have any number like 5, it would return the first part, that is x is a prime number because 5 is a prime number. And if I place here 8, it would execute this statement. This x is a number between 1 and not a prime number. So this is how is and in operator execute. Then we could next nullability in Kotlin. Null indicates the null is a word that indicates no value. In some cases, in our program, we need to access variables with values. In that cases, we can use these nullable variables, and to define explicit that this variable is nullable variable, we can use these two operators, that is safe call operator. We have question mark and dot call as safe operator, and also the other operator, not null operator, nullable. We could use and the default value nullable variable value we assign for a nullable variable will be elevator, that is a question mark and a call symbol says that elevate operator. So this is what nullability function. And get into a new topic called classes and objects in Kotlin. So class objects are used in the program to store or to contain a set of functions, and n number of functions and n number of objects in a single class. And to design these classes, need object-oriented programming concepts. So there are four basic concepts which we use in Kotlin. Wraps up the properties and methods. The properties and methods are nothing but properties are the attribute values of attributes. That is simply a way. Methods are the body functions of our functions of our declared function, and in functions of our class, which is both into a class encapsulation. And but for methods or hiding the unnecessary details, like how the variable was defined and how the operator was used, or how it simply hides how the question how to the statement or just what we need as and inheritance is nothing but deriving a new class already existing as a parent relation. We need to have a class, and if we want to access some of the functions or some of the objects in the already existing class, we create a new class and we can access those classes which are defined in the previous, which are the function previously defined in a above class, and we could execute those functions in our new class. And polymorphism is nothing but different kinds of object we could use in like it does not consider where the object came from, how the object works, but we could use different types of objects in a single class, and we can use n number of objects in a single class. That is called polymorphism. So this is what I said. The classes contains three main concepts, that is properties, methods, and constructors. So properties are the variable which we give for a function or which we wanted to find in a function. So we declare in a parameters of function keyword, that is called properties. And methods are those functions which are defined or the declared functions which are defined in a class is known as methods. And constructors are nothing but we could when object is created or when an variable is instantiated, the constructors would execute automatically. We need not to call or define constructor explicitly. So get and set functions are nothing but if we want to get a value and in some ranges, or if if we want to store a value which are ranged, we could get those we could get the values from those get function, and we could set the ranges in set functions. For that purpose, these get and set functions are used. So this is the basic syntax for declaring class. That is, we need to have a keyword named class, and then the name of the class, and the curly braces with body of the class. So the next is relationship between classes. If we declare n number of classes in a same function, we should have a relationship. There are two types of relationship in our classes: is a relationship and has a relationship. So is a relationship is nothing but, for example, we declare a class name smart TV device, and was inherited from a smart device. And if we have these smart device and smart TV devices in a smart home, that shows the has a relationship. So if we inherit a class from derived class, that shows a relationship. That is, smart TV device is a class from smart device. And if inherited class and the existing class both can have in a same above class, that is called, we can that as parent class. That class is known as that class has a relationship. That is, the smart home is a has a relationship class which has smart TV in their program functions. So next is delegates. Modifiers nothing but if we declare a variable or function in our class, we can make those variables or functions to get by whom or where, or we can say where that variable can be, who can access those variables. So for that, if we declare a function with public keyword, the function or variable can be used anywhere in the program or in the another program. At the same time, if we declare a variable function keyword, variable can only be used within the class. If this existing class, if we declare a class and then that variable could only be accessed in that particular class, and it could be used in any other class or any other program. So next, protected keyword. If the protected keyword is used before the variable, the only the variable can be used in this subclass. That is, if class is inherited from a source, then there the protected keyword variable is used, and only it could be accessed in that subclass and not in parent class or any other classes. This internal access the variable only in that module. That is module, but a statement of program and not in any other programs or any other statements. Then delegates are, as I said earlier, like here we saw get and set functions. So like instead of get and set functions, like if we want the same how it will work, the same this delegates are stored, or delegates are based on the properties. Some of the properties like property, before writing, if we want to use delegates in our property, we need to import them before in our program for starting the classes. Next, we are going to see about lambda iterations and function typing. Like till now, we saw how a class is defined and how a function is defined inside a class. Now we're going to see that the function also be used as expressions, which can be assigned to a variable name. That is, first syntax says that Back is a keyword. As usual, we give for a variable name, and the variable name equals to a curly braces starts in the curly braces. So that is a part of function. Body of the function is assigned to a variable. Until now, we assign a function with a fun keyword, and we write a programs inside the function. Here, we assign the whole function to a variable known as lambda. And function type is second syntax. This says that a function can be called by another function type. So that this is nothing but we declare a function name with we declare the keyword, and we access another function's type in our newly created function. There's nothing but the name of the function which are created now, and function type is type of function created before writing this new function, and would it return the name of the another function. That is, the return statement will output of previously defined function. So we'll see the which have all these expressions. So this is how a class is defined, and class smart device the class name of the class, and in that we assign a name variable, a category variable, and a device status variable. And we have also assigned a value for those variables. So here the first function starts that turn on, and the function has a print statement that is smart devices on. And here the function turn another function we have in our class then off, and as simply that print statement the smart device is turned off, and that's for this class. And in main function we declared a variable named TV device, and we assigned the class name, the name of the class, to this variable, which access the entire class. And we are going to give a print statement, a simple print statement for this program, that is the name. To access this variable name, we are going to give this print statement and device name is. Then we are going to access the functions which we did in our classes, that is turn on and turn off. So we access those functions using our object dot the function name. So let us execute this program. So this is our output. The first print statement is device name is Android TV. As the name of the variable name has the value Android TV, the output is displayed as Android TV. Then the two functions like turn on and turn off were accessed, and the print statement was given as output. So this is how the objects in the classes and the functions in the classes are executed, and or what else to say, are executed as well as they are accessed in the main function. So this program is to say that how a function as a data type is executed. So we saw a lambda expression and a function as a function which returns a function type. So this trick or treat is a function name, and is trick is an variable of the function, and it is of a type boolean. And this, after the semicolon, the empty braces or empty parenthesis denotes another function of type unit. Unit is nothing but void, it returns nothing. So this is how the function with another function which executes the type of another function is executed. And we given a small if statement, that is if is trick, that is the boolean the boolean variable, that is trick is called, the function should return the trick part, and else the function should return the treat part. And we have assigned the values for these trick and treat here, that is we assigned a print statements, that is this is a function, but this is assigned to a variable called trick, which is a lambda function here, because we assigned this print statement in a curly braces, which is actually a function without a fun and a fun name keyword. We assign directly to a variable name trick, and the another function we assign the variable to the treat function. So just in main function, here we access, we give a value for this fun trick or treat function, that is true, and for another treat function we give the value as false, and we access this trick function and treat function. So execute this program. No trees and have a treat. The print statements of trick function and treat function are successfully displayed. So this is how the lambda expressions and function which has a function's return type is executed. So now we see a app using which is built using UI. Here is this program. This is simply a dice roller app with on-click listener. That is, we have inserted a button to this application. So if we click on the button, the output will the dice will roll and shows its number to us. So this is how the user communicates with the app, and the app produces our result. So this is the exact feature of building an app user interface. So I have created a function named dice with button and image as a function name, and I have inserted where result by remember. So here this mutable state of is an object with lambda expression, and it was holded. Remember is a what to say? Remember is a type or variable where we need to remember our state of function. So this remember is used if we click on a dice or dice button, it need to show different types of numbers from 1 to 6 to us. It could not be shown as the same as like 1 constantly or 2 constantly. So it should be vary, no. So for that purpose, we need to use this remember, and the mutable state of is nothing but the value should get changed when a person taps on a button. So for that purpose, this mutable state of is used, and result is the name of the variable where it stores this remember function. And I have inserted images from this drawable. So these are the images, dice 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6 are the 6 images with 6 dices, 6 sides of the dice. And I have inserted those images using the image resource. And here I have used when statement. So here it comes the multiple if else statements. So when I have a one as an output, 1 as a condition, the program should provide me the dice 1, that is phase 1 of the dice. And if I give a condition 2, the program should result me the dice 2 image. And if I give condition 3, the program should give me a phase of dice 3, third phase of a dice. So likewise, I 1 to 5 up till from 1 till 5, I have given these variables. This is the dice of image of the dice, and if I keep here, this is dice of fourth dice, and on and at last I have given this in else part as dice 6 as an else part. If we declare a function with when, the else part is mandatory for that when statements. Okay, now another function called column, as I said earlier, in Android Studio or at composable, if we composable functions, the row, column, and box are the basic basic functions they compose. They stay as a basic, or they stay as a fundamental of these composable functions. So in column, the column functions used to get our button and our image column wise in our output. So I have aligned column, that is, I have kept those images centered horizontally. Here, the centered horizontally is used to align my image at the center part of my device, and I have this image using using image function, and painted keyword for image to store the image resource in our program. Description we want to give for image. So here my content description is result dot to string. Here the object is role. So the result is the function or the variable which I declared in this here with the keyword. So this result stores the remember and mutable state of function. That is the changes which I give when I tap a button on an app, and that result function was accessed here using toString is nothing but the function result functions have values or any type of input it would takes in string method, so as a default. So we have given that as toString function. And spacer is nothing but which mean it gives us some gap or space between the image and the button which we are going to insert to roll our device. So spacer is used for that purpose. And here comes the button, which acts as a main UI, which shows that this app is an UI to us. The button should be responded using onClick function. This onClick function results in result, that is the variable which we are declared using this remember mutable state, so that we could change our values every time once we click that button. So this result has a value from 1 to 6, since the dices have only the 6 phases. The 1 to 6 values are stored in result. And here we have used the data type called random, because the dice should not result with order, as probably the dice will not result orderly. If we roll a dice, it could show any number of numbers at any time. It could show 1, 2, 5, 6. So the numbers or the values could be in random. So we have used random data type here, so that the dice would result in random numbers every time we click on the button. And the text in button function, I have used a text variable to give a name for that button. Otherwise, if I didn't use this text role, the program will be the button has the name as simply default as button, and the user will not know what to do with that button. So I have given a text name for that role as a name for the button. And in here at preview is nothing but where we want to see our program, which we define here using composable. And an annotation, the program in composable function can be previewed using this preview function. And here I simply created a dice roller app as a new function, and in that function I called this dice roller theme, which is my application name. And in the dice roll, in that theme, I have called this composable function, that is dice with button and image. Here I have declared this function, this function has been called here, and I have just what to say, I've aligned, or I have just created some to get a good attractive interface. I have just aligned these those functions in this preview pack, and to run these functions in later, I have called that preview function in my theme app on a main activity area. So we could see the preview first. So I could refresh here. It could take some time to display the output. So we build an UI. So this is the output of our program, and this is a dice. By default, the preview function will show the first image which we inserted, that is was one in our program, and this button role has been placed here. So if I run it on an emulator, so if I run it on an emulator, it shows. It could take time. So this is what our output is, and if we click roll this button on our emulator, the dice will get rolled, and it will gives different values on a different tabs. Uh, 1 minute. Okay, there is some error in emulator, so I think so this will not work. Okay, I could run this program on an emulator on tomorrow's session, and it's time for us. So this is the output of our dice roller app, and I could show this rolling and rolling performance on emulator or in our virtual device in tomorrow's program. And that's for today's session. And thank you for joining, everyone. Kindly do fill the attendance form in our posted in our message chats so that you could get a certificate. And thanks for joining today's event. Thank you so much.